very seldom do Prez and I come across an artist that makes us say, "Oh shit, this dude got it. This dude is spitting. Bars matter to us. No matter what, all this trumped up stuff people always trying to do. What me and Prez always return to is the bars, man." Without further ado, we'd like to welcome JR to the stage. Well, tell us a little bit about how Solstice came together in terms of production and your approach to it.
All the beats were pretty soulful. My boy Nitro, he made all the beats. Me and him worked together some years ago, but people ain't really heard the songs. I didn't put them out, but he's pretty dope. He made some great beats. He got his own unique sound or whatever, and the stuff he was sending me, I was like, yo, these joints, I rock with them. So I decided to put that joint together and put it out. Really, man, a lot of my tapes be random, man. Like I just dropped one last night. Honestly, I did. Like I just dropped one last night. Like, and it's called First Chapter. I did it with this guy named Tone Beats. Yeah, man. Then I got the Hoop Dreams dropping next month, March 9th.
Chat on my name, but I ain't saying too much. I'm Kyrie, the best handle on this game, but I ain't playing too much. Sometimes I had it figured out, but got my plan screwed up. Came through at the last minute, now they saying you clutch. Who up in this race? I'm still trailblazing, but I ain't Dame Dollar. Niggas say their life is a bitch. We got the same father, stay guarded. It's foul niggas who like to take charges. I keep my shooter on the line, that nigga James Harden.
Before we get to the good stuff and get into the particulars, man, can you briefly tell everybody where you from and why you started?
I'm from Wilson, North Carolina, a little small town. I started doing music maybe, I think it was like 2005, fresh out of high school. I was always a fan of music, grew up in church and stuff, playing the drums and whatnot. And I started making beats because a couple of my guys, they rap. I didn't know they rap until after school. I don't know how that happened, like how they slipped by me or whatever. But I started taught myself how to make beats on Fruity Loops, and they were doing the rap, and I was just making beats up until maybe 2012. I started rapping myself, and yeah, the rest is history, man. I just fell in love with it. Stopped making beats for the most part. Like I was anyway. Like now I do it every now and then if I want something and I can't get it from a producer or whatever, I just do it myself. But I don't like sitting in front of the computer that long and trying to mess with it. So
yeah, what is it like relinquishing? I'm one of those people that likes to control everything. So for you, did that ever occur with you to where you had to relinquish just that part, or was it a good thing because you just wanted to get to the bars?
At first I kind of struggled with it, but I had another guy who I met who we started making beats together before I stopped making beats. So he kind of knew what I liked, but when he stopped doing music altogether, it was like, all right, I got to find somebody else, and it was kind of rough trying to, I ain't want to be too critical because I hated that when I was making beats and the guy be like, yo, keep changing. Like, so I'm picky too. So it's like, I was trying to be mindful of how the producer would feel. Like, you got to keep going back and changing stuff. But when you want somebody, you want it. I mean, I get it.
So Prez, man, I know you got a few songs in here because I want to give people a taste of what you can do that have never heard you before. So which one do you want me to play first, Prez?
Let's go with the Broken Promises, man. Let's hear that, man, because that's like the first one. I'm like, if I'm going on, like the first thing I heard you on.
I transposed the border the mission when I was damn close. Torn between the love and the hatred, now I demand both. Slipped in the fan mode, listening to the prior verse. Ran, killed it, y'all viewed the body, I supply the hearse. People say my talent's a blessing, I just denied the curse. Divide the worst demons in my mind to survive the hurt. I've always wondered why people cry in church. Is it cause they know their soul's tainted? Or maybe paying your tithes is a hearing with no plaintiff? A doctor with bad rep, I ain't fit with the most patients. So I guess I'll be retiring soon.
Man, so as you can hear on that one, you own that with Ransom, and
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was like, first time I heard this, and I rewinded like several times on Rand verse, like just ran it back real quick. And I was getting up, I was like, man, I don't know who got to follow him up, man, but this may be a tough case. But right there is like how you set the tone and put that spotlight back on you. Can you just tell me like how you was thinking when you actually like first heard this song and knew who you was gonna follow up?
Well, I was a fan already. I had been listening to Rand since high school, so when he reached out to me, it was like man. So I already knew I couldn't, come on the track behind him and BS. But when he sent it to me, I listened to it and I wrote. I was actually in France at the time when I wrote it, and it just the way it came out. That's just how it came out. I was kind of nervous about it at first, and then like I said in the verse, like I was in fan mode when I was listening to his verse, writing mine. So it's like, I just knew I had to come with it. And you can't slack on the track with Ransom anyway. So
And
that
man,
right.
the way you flipped it though and came in just like hey, in fan mode on that prior verse, hey, y'all viewed the body, I supply the hearse. Like, okay, whoa, okay, like man, you got me back, locked back in. Like it was like, okay, maybe he ain't gonna slack. Let's hear him out. Uh,
Yeah.
but you said you was in France on this, right? So
Yeah.
similar setup, the same setup that you have now. Like, is you carry that with you or?
Nah, I recorded at some guy's studio. It was a random studio. One of my teammates took me to. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, it was. I ended up recording it over when I got back to the states, but yeah, that's where I wrote it and originally recorded it at.
Okay. And so you went overseas for a big portion since you opened up that. Let's go ahead and talk on that then. So you you
Yeah.
you was a ball player, right? Basketball,
Yeah.
like that's the thing. You it's heavy in your verses. Like you sprinkle it in, but you don't like. It's a lot of people that try to do it, but I mean, can't that many people do it? Like you could tell that you are a fan, you got the love for it, you know the ins and outs. So like when you speaking on it, man, it melds good with whatever you're saying. And it's like I was telling Cash, like it's just like when I hear like Wale is good at melding like any type of sport into his
Yeah.
verses. So and then like yours is right on par with that, in my opinion. So but can you speak on just like how you left and when you went over there, how long you was over there, and why you what happened to come back, and then how'd you get back into music?
Yeah, I actually went to work a basketball camp. It was like a tour. It's like an 8-week tour. Um, but the guy who hired me, it was like he told everybody, we would have a chance, opportunity to play in front of teams and, potentially get picked up. So I'm like, yeah, I'm with it. I go over there. The first week of camp, uh, played against a team in Hasbrook, France, and kind of smoked them. So they wanted me or whatever. Yeah, they wanted me. So once we finished the tour, I went back to that team. But it was a lot of funny business with them, like my documents and stuff, and they did some,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna get into too much detail, but I ended up I played 2 games, I ended up breaking my ankle. So
Oh, dang.
uh yeah, so I ended up coming back home 2017, and I just I felt I was down for a while off that injury. So I just had time to really sit back and reflect and focus on the music more because I couldn't do anything else. So I just locked in, and then locked in with Rand that year. He put out the 1% album too, and he sent me.
Yeah.
I was on a couple tracks on that joint too, so it was like I'm like, damn, like maybe the music is something I need to be doing or whatever. Because I really wasn't taking it serious when he reached out to me, and he was like, you dope, man. Would you be willing to get on something if I sent to you? I'm like, yeah, man. Like for sure. So, but I still wasn't. I was more focused on the basketball at the time. Like it was like music was just a, you know, leisure, side note, little side note thing. So when I started taking it serious, man,
You
like
say that so effortlessly, like it's a little
That's what I'm
side
saying.
thing.
I was gonna come back with
So
two things out
casual.
there that he just like he threw two things out there casually. First thing you threw out there casually was just like, yeah, we smoked them, and then I moved. How many points you scored? What was the end score of that game? I gotta know because you the way you said it,
I,
like, oh yeah,
the end score was,
I was locked in at that point.
I think the end score was like 103 to 55.
God,
Um, yeah, I had like 29, 11, and 7.
that's just what position do you play?
Point guard.
Point guard.
I'm a
Okay.
combo guard, but I'm only like 6'1", so most of the time I'm on the one.
And then you was like saying like now you humble like, oh, Rand hit me up, I got on a couple of songs, man, like hey, that right there is just like the person hitting you up, that person hitting you up, and just saying like, hey, you want to get on a couple of my songs, man. It had to be what you was doing. You was in the right space, you was on the right path at that point. Did that give you any like, is that how you felt at that point, and then say like, okay, maybe I do need to focus a little bit more here? Or did you just still just like, it is, if it comes, it comes?
Definitely, man. When he reached out to me, because it was it was a thing on my bucket list to work with one of my favorite artists. It didn't matter who it was, but he was like the top, my favorite artist overall. And he was the first one to reach out to me. So I was like man, I ain't even. If I don't do anything else, I'm good. Like I was happy with that. So yeah, it definitely made me think more take it more serious. After that, I took the music a lot more serious.
So I gotta know because I'm a basketball guy. I ain't never played overseas, high school. That's where it stopped. Whatever. I'm 5'11", so I ain't tall at all. But my thing is like, who's your top 5 point guards right now that's playing in the game?
I don't know. I mean, I like Steph as I really look at him as a scorer, man. But I like Steph, Chris Paul, Dame. I like Luca and John Wall. Hometown, man. I gotta go with somebody from the hometown. So John Wall.
Sure, man. He battling back. I think he'll be right next year.
Yeah.
Next year. So you say you were a combo guard. So let's take it to overall. What's your prototypical point guard that if you could build in a factory, what would they have that had the perfect ingredients?
Man, the court vision, Magic, um, Coach Curry, jump shot, Kyrie's handles, and who on defense, man? Maybe Pat Bell without the antics.
He said without the end.
Defensive intensity.
Yeah.
His
Yeah, he
on defense.
Yeah, he one of them dudes that do a whole lot of stuff but be doing nothing on defense. You remember how when KD treated him in that one series where it's like, I'm KD. Like
Right.
that's how I view him when he doing all the antics. Like you don't got to do that. Let's go back to you coming back from overseas and different opportunities that you've had balling. There was one conversational piece that you had in one of your older songs where you were talking to a family member of yours, and it was kind of just like a back and forth conversation about you were telling him kind of about himself and all the things that he had done wrong, but then he flipped it on you or whatever in terms of just everything that you were afforded as far as balling overseas and everything, and now things were the way they were at that time. So did you go through anything when you came back, like as far as like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I could have made it, but this happened, and now I'm back here.
Well, yeah, I mean, aside from the injury, I had like I said, that team I was with, it was like a stepping stone. So it was a small team, small league. I was just gonna use it for, stats and footage to try to get somewhere better. And it didn't work out. And that team was doing some like I said, they were doing some dirty stuff. like I was playing illegally over there and didn't know. I wasn't aware until later on, but um, yeah, it was I don't know, man. I really don't like talking about it because it kind of pisses me off. Like,
Yeah.
because that was that was my first love. Like, that was the thing I really wanted to do. As
Mhm.
far that's why I talk about it so much or whatever. And I can't stay away from the court.
Yeah.
Now, even now, like I'm back, healthy or whatever, but I still like it ain't the same as it was before. All that happened. So, uh, yeah, I've had
Yeah.
a lot of.
So, other than that though, like your time over there, like we've been overseas. Like I said, I've been over here in Germany pretty much for like 12 years now, man. Like, so how did you enjoy
Yeah.
your time over there in Europe and getting abroad? Did that help expand like any of your help you out in music, and you just hearing what the rest of the world listening to and how you can adapt and what they want to, so you can continue to grow your audience on the worldwide stage?
Oh yeah, definitely. But when I was over there, they were listening to pretty much everything I listened to anyway. So it was just nice it was cool to see that because I didn't expect it. I knew they listened to what we listened to, but I didn't think it was like that much. So um, it was yeah, it was pretty interesting to see that and to hear certain songs. I'm like what they know about this, like, but yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
All right.
But they
So,
definitely helped me
all right.
with
So,
my
like,
own music.
so tell us a little bit about how Solstice came together in terms of production and your approach to it.
I was gonna drop it on December 21st, but when it's
Mm.
solstice,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But that was kind of part of the name of it. But I just waited till the first and dropped it because I think Rain dropped in December too. So I just waited or whatever. But yeah, that all the beats were pretty soulful. My boy Nitro, he made all the beats. Me and him worked together some years ago. Um, but people ain't really heard the songs. I didn't put them out. But he's pretty dope. He made some great beats. He got his own unique sound or whatever. And the stuff he was sending me, I was like, yo, these joints, I rock with them. So I decided to put that joint together and put it out. Really, man, really a lot of my tapes be random, man. Like I just dropped one last night, honestly. I did. Like I just dropped one last night, like, and it's called First Chapter. Um I did it with this guy named
Okay.
Tone Beats. Yeah, man. Then I got the Hoop Dreams dropping next month, March 9th. So I do a lot. It's really random, man. Like I do a lot of random
Hey,
drops, man. Just to catch
so
people off
I
guard.
was talking to Cash about this last week, and it was just talking about like the new, like, because the streaming service, everybody like dropping like the way you could listen at music is totally different from back. They ain't buying no CD. I don't need to let 15 tracks
Right.
sit with me and stuff like that. So just as you mentioned it, like the way you drop constantly and just sprinkling, just like, hey, maybe 5 songs, maybe 7 songs this time, little EPs, but you're staying fresh in everybody's mind. And I feel like you can hone in on those tracks, and just have a focus, like, product that you put in that. And
Right.
if you're not giving me any fillers at that point, that's how I feel like that you
I
can
mean, you
just
can't.
keep catering to your sound.
Yeah, you really can't afford to put fillers in like a small EP like that, like 4 tracks, 5 tracks. You can't really. I don't think you can, but I mean, some people do. But you
Yeah,
not. Yeah, I don't think you should have anything with 4 or 5 tracks that somebody can't listen to the whole thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's small margin for error. Small margin for
Yeah,
error with that.
very.
So is
So like
that is that how you kind of been going on it though? Is that been your take? Like, hey, I'm just keep feeding everybody, just keep dropping. That way, I'm constantly staying and gaining an audience on it that way, And if they go back through my catalog, they're gonna see I haven't put out anything that's been like slacking or anything. Everything is on par with the product that I'm putting out now.
Yeah. Yeah, just little by little. I'm working on a full length project. I'm just trying to decide if I'm gonna produce it myself, the full like produce the whole thing myself, or get beats from other producers. But yeah, I look at how people listen to music. Like you might put something out like, and people hear it and be like, yo man, you dropping something else? Like I just dropped, and you like listen to it. Like let it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
people
yeah.
don't people be ready for more. So that's the attention span is kind of short. So I'm like,
It's
all
the
right, if I drop
Netflix
something,
effect, as I call it, man. They
yeah,
ruined
so
everything on that, man. Like we want it all right now, and like burn
yeah,
through it in a week. And I'm like, hey, when you dropping something else, like
yeah.
hold up, that's work.
And once I saw that, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna just. So that's why I've been just dropping. Like I got plenty. I got a ton of songs, man. Like I could put together 6 track EPs and just put them up. Like if people ain't heard, but I just been taking my time with it. I mean, the last couple months I've put something out every month, but uh, I'm gonna take a little break after the Hoop Dreams drops and just work on the full length. I do have another tape that's done right now that the Hoop Dreams joint was done last year, but we
And that's
just
what
been
Craven, right?
yeah, we just been trying to
Okay.
get it as good as as possible or whatever before we drop it.
So all these multitude of tracks you got, like, did a lot of it come out of like the quarantine time, the locked in? And did that change up the way you was like just like how you honed in on it, or was
Nah, I
this
already
just
had
like just catalog kept over time?
yeah, yeah, just over time. I have done a lot of songs since we've been since the pandemic, but most of those that I dropped were old, like I already had them, except for I think No Chaser. That No Chaser track on
Okay.
Solstice.
Yeah.
I actually got that beat and I was like, yo, this the Willie Dynamite joint. Like, and I wrote that right then.
We can't wait for the full length, and here's why. Because as we were listening to the out of your stuff, I don't know if you caught on to it, prayers, but I'm like, yo, he could rap, but songs can he make songs? Can he make like a chick song or just some real talk and relationships and all that stuff? And lo and behold, I came across a few of them joints,
Yeah.
man. Like, so is that something that you plan to hold off on until the full length? Because you got different layers besides just straight bars. Like you actually
Right.
can rap about subjects. You could tell stories. Like it's all there. Like
I forget the title of the song, but the one that you got where you're talking about the put down the phone, talk to me, like when you speaking to your girl.
The phone
It's like yeah,
yeah, the phone interlude. Yeah,
yeah.
that was on my Vanity Stain album. And see, like that was a more well-rounded project that I put out. And with my full length, I'm definitely gonna tap in there everything, like all the avenues. So I just been, we rocking out this little, just letting niggas know I can rap type tapes, putting those out like yo, like I can rap. Like that's
Oh,
pretty much all it is.
and you definitely show out on those, man. Definitely show out on those, man. Like on that last chapter, like if you mind playing another song, Cash, we talk about it when you go in on due time.
Niggas dropped so many jewels, I came back to collect, nigga. These bloodsuckers always focused on the next, nigga. Next mission is to get my time back, rewind that. Living in slow motion while my mind been in a time lapse. Yeah, dropped a couple jewels, now I'm back for collection. Cause they said practice makes perfect, I practice perfection. Took some L's, humbled back to an average profession. So the hardest pill to swallow, I had to digest it. But now the ground's stable.
So you have several parts on that, like where you coming on here and you talking about these things. If you don't mind us, so where you said your barman, where I took more time, I took more than a step back, had to harden the grind. Like that's what I'm saying. Like how you able to just slip in the the NBA or the basketball play
Yeah,
into your wordplay and just make it seem it's just flawless, like it was just meant to be. Like full display right there. What I've been talking about, like it's rare that people that can, when they do it, it's not forced. It just comes off effortlessly.
I like the little people call them like double entendres. I call them subtle entendres, man. The ones I do for the most part, because a lot of I say it's like a lot of things I put in my lyrics that you really won't think about, like you won't catch. Like the obvious ones, of course, but I have others that people don't. People like hit me later like, yo man, I ain't know this what you meant. I be like, man, it mean whatever you think it mean, bro. Like don't, what I'm saying? Like that's how I make it. Like I don't, whatever you take, however you think I meant it. That's how I meant it. That's how I look at it, man. Like it's broad,
And
man.
that
It's
is
open.
that is true. Like on the double entendres that you're talking about, like it's just like however, like how do you want to take it? Like, and you're just free to just like let people go ahead and take it. You ain't one of those like, man, but did you catch what I was really saying?
Yeah. Because sometimes, man, I might mean one thing, and somebody be like, "Yo, you meant this," and I'm like in my head, I'm like, "Nah, I ain't mean that," but I mean, it could mean that. So, that's how you interpret it, man.
And then also on the back part of that song too, you was also talking about comparing yourself to the rappers of today with following a musical trend. How you could just like do whatever just to get on, but you're above that. Like you want to be known for your lyrics and everything else that goes along with it. Be more musical, like that beat that you just had on there, man. The soulful beat, man. Just showing that you really can just rap.
Yeah. Okay, so doing the type of rap that I do most of the time, I get like even some of my friends, they be like, "Yo, man, why don't you rap on this type?" I'm like, "Okay, whose beat is it?" It might be like a little baby beat or something. I'm like, "Is he rapping on the joints I rap on? Like, why I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Why I gotta rap on that type of stuff to show you that I'm nice?" Like, I just feel like you should be able to do whatever you want, um, musically or whatever you love to do. Like, I listen to all that stuff, but and then at the end of the day, when I get ready to create, I create what I want, what I feel. So that's how I look at that. I don't feel like I should have to cross over into another lane or whatever to to show people like, yo, like or to get recognition. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, and you really don't have to because, like, as you can see, like right now, without well, people are starting to put music back out, but during that whole quarantine time, it was the bars. It was people that can rap that lasted the test of the time, and you notice the people that can't rap, they ain't really drop anything because if they can't, if it don't go in a club, then where does it really sit? Possibly the gym,
Right.
but if you have just a rapping ability and you choose the right beats, that's what I enjoyed the most. Like, look at what's up for Grammys right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
majority of
that was
them rap albums are solid rap albums by everybody that I know that I respect as lyricists. Like, Salute the Royce, Freddie Gibbs, and those are just the two off the top of my head. But those are legit rap albums.
J Electronica. Don't try to slide.
We're not gonna get into this.
I
We
mean,
not
I get what you said. No, it's not the typical, nominee
right,
list.
right.
No, it's not a typical list. Yeah, it was kind of wild to see that. But I mean, I like you said, with the quarantine, man, you can't really they couldn't really move like that. So it's like who can really rap? Like and people showed, especially Ransom, man. That nigga's crazy, man.
Man, he put out 4 like all in that year, right? It was the-
5.
it was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
did the director's cut 1 and 2,
two,
the
three.
crime scenes. One more missing. I should have never put myself on the spot to name all of them right
Deleted
off the jump.
scenes. Yeah, director's cut 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Deleted scenes and crime scenes.
the deleted
Like,
scenes. I'm missing too.
yeah, and they were all tough, man.
5.
So
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Hey man, So your team in North Carolina is kind of strong too, man. You got Q Ham that I went and started downloading his stuff, and I was like, yeah, yeah, it's fire. Because we was looking for older stuff. We wanted to go back and see clearly. Once you become a fan of somebody, you got to see what they've been doing. So the stuff you've done with Q
Right.
Ham, of course, King James recently, who we
Mhm.
like a lot as well. So like, talk a little bit about the home team and what y'all got brewing in North Carolina.
Well, Q's actually from Long Island, but he moved down here. I met him when we met when we were like 14, and we just kind of clicked. I didn't know he rapped until he came back from the Navy. He was one of the guys I started making beats for when I started, and I think he was the first person I rapped on the track with. When I finally, he just kept encouraging me like, "Yo, man, like you gotta do it, bro. You nice or whatever." So he was one of the shout out to him too, man, because I probably wouldn't be rapping if it wasn't for him. 'Cause
Well,
he
thank
got
you,
me.
Q Ham. We just want to say that.
Hey,
Yeah,
Prez, I'm telling
so,
you, check his stuff out, man. You'll like him.
Uh,
yeah, Q nice, man. He's super nice. Um, King James, I met a little later, through the guy that was I was producing with. Um, didn't know I knew him from like back in the day, but I didn't know him, so I didn't know he rapped either. And then I like heard his voice. I'm like, yo, he sound like a rapper. And he like that nigga he got the voice of a rapper. Like if you can have the voice of a rapper, like he has the voice of a rapper, man. Like
Yeah, like
just
like not
command
trying to
attention.
yeah, like not trying to say he sound like this person exactly, but like when I'm listening to him, it's like a lot of grown man shit in his bars,
mhm,
and I liken it to when I listen to Fonte a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's Fonte
yep,
hits you with them reality bars, the marriage stuff, the relationship stuff, but it's real subtle,
yep,
and they let you have it, and he walk away, and that's what it seems
yep.
like I got from King James. So like I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of talent in y'all in the circle.
Yeah, man. I be trying to keep Q engaged in it. I talked to him earlier actually, man. He be taking like huge hiatuses. Like I don't think he's recorded in a while. The What Now track he was on, we did that years ago. So I mean, I don't think he released something recently, I believe, but all that stuff is old. Like he got his catalog is like way bigger than mine. And he's actually released albums before and then just took them down. I'm like what is joint at, bro? Like, but I
Yeah,
got I got most of his music. I got all his music on my computer as well, so um, I can still listen to him or whatever. But he's definitely one of those guys. Like if I need a feature for something or I just need help with a hook or something, like I talk to him or King James. But mostly Q because he can write. It's like he can write anything like quick too. So he really talented, man.
so going back to your producer bag, and you said you kind of wanted for your full length, you possibly thinking about it just being you producing it. But
Yeah.
in the other vein, if you do reach out for other people, who are some of the, I guess, your dream producers that you would kind of like to work with?
Dream producers. Oh man. Alchemist. Um, Madlib. Um, Craven was one of them, but I mean now that's
Home team, man.
reality. Yeah.
yeah,
Who else? I like Just Blaze, man. Like a lot.
yeah.
Um, and Ninth Wonder.
Oh, I was waiting. I was like, man, if you don't, I know you got to say night up in that, like, man,
And
because
that was one of my
when
that
the
was one of
way
my
your soul
inspirations when I was
beats are and everything like that, you're already rapping on, and just how it goes, like it's gonna be just found. I just that just seemed like it'd be perfect, you know.
yeah. It was it was like one of my biggest inspirations when I was making beats a lot as far as like the sample chopping and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, to a little seminar he did here at one of the colleges. It was pretty dope. And then when he was doing the little Wonder Years tour, he was showing the little documentary and stuff. I went to that and just listening to him talk about the music and how there's no limits on what you can create and stuff like that, man. It was real inspirational to me. So I always rock with Knife.
Oh, okay. And then other producers that you named, me and Cash was talking about that last week. How it's like those type of producers, they seem to like not be working like they're picking and choosing who they're gonna work with. They ain't making sound, even though they're the hot producer or they may have the sound that's Grammy nominated or whatever. They ain't doing like a Neptunes and just working, giving everybody a beat. They actually gotta feel what you're doing and curate that perfect sound with you to put out they, that's how they keeping their product unique in that sense. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they're finding those guys that can just kill their type of beats and keep that out there in the world. Like they're putting on these people, most of them. Like
Yeah. I look at that like rapping though, or like you're not going you're a certain type of rapper. You're not gonna just put any rapper on a feature. Like you're not just gonna let anybody on your song. So, well, some rappers do. I mean, but I know with me, I'm not gonna have a song about a certain thing, and I know this guy don't rap about that, or he can't rap about that, or he not nice. Like I'm not gonna. I can't do that because it's still my product at the end of the day. So I guess they don't want to have the name tied to certain things or certain artists.
man, I love hearing that, man. Like that, you got some. Hey, my name got put some respect on it, even though you may think it's not up there yet. I got some respect on my name. Make sure you keep it that way.
Uh, you got to, man. If you don't, who will?
So March 9th, you got your new product dropping out. How many songs can we expect from it? What's going to be the feel? Is it very similar or is it going a different route? Tell us about it.
The Craven tape, man. Well, Hoop Dreams is you gonna get a little backstory. My little hoop journey. It's bars. Got Shay Noir, Ransom on there. It's like
Mm,
five. It's 5 tracks. It's 5 tracks, but it's pretty cool, man. I didn't really when I first recorded it. I didn't really rock with it that much, but it's I'm always my biggest critic anyway. So every tape I've done, it's been like that. But it'll grow on me over time, and I go back and listen to it. Like, yeah, man, this was pretty nice. Like, pretty cool or whatever. But that joint is I've been listening to it a lot, man. It's pretty cool. So and just having
okay.
the Craven production up there, man. It all and the ransom feature and the Shay feature, it just made it whole.
Okay, man. Can't wait to listen to it, man. Can't wait to hear it. Uh, and I definitely feel you on, hey, you your biggest critic, us being like just putting up the podcast, man, but just being a creator on that little sense, like it's portion of now. Everybody be like, oh man, y'all did good. Man, I don't know. We messed this up. That's what we be talking
Yeah,
internally. So you know all those, and you know how you messed up, but you got to learn just like, hey, if they say it's good, man. So let the people be the
yeah,
critics for you, man. Don't kill yourself too much.
yeah. I try, man. I try not to. It's rough though. When you hold yourself to a certain standard, man. It's just like I feel like when I do write and stuff like that, like I try not to scrap anything anymore, but I've in the past I've scrapped songs. Like I make a whole song and record it, and I'm like, man, this shit trash, and I just scrap it, like just throw it out, and somebody else might hear it and be like, yo, like why you like, nah, I don't like it, man. It's like you said, man. It's just a standard I hold myself to, with
So,
certain things, especially with music.
so now you go down talk about that. Like, then, so do you go? Have you went on a tour yet or anything like that yet?
Nah, nah, not
Okay,
yet.
okay. Have you did any live performances or anything like that in your hometown or anything? What do you like to perform or like what song do you like? When I get up there, they're gonna feel this one every time.
Only thing I've done here was like a cipher. I did a cipher. I think it was like last year, year before last. I did that. Like I said, I wasn't taking the music serious, so I've never performed myself. I've never performed like I know if I did, it would be probably most of my soulful stuff though, like the stuff from Solstice. I was talking with my brother about doing a like a tiny desk type thing or whatever. So
Oh, that'd be dope.
with
Yeah.
live band and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing that. Um, but yeah, I ain't even trying to really go perform anyway right now. Till everything kind of evens out with this
Yeah.
COVID stuff, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah, definitely feel you on that. But so what song would you say like, or what project would you like if people just new people need to hear about you? I know you care about all of them, but you have to give them like a little pocket. Say, hey, man, this right here, you're gonna love it. Which one is it?
I probably tell people listen to Weather Report first.
What a
Like listen
report.
to Weather Report. Yeah, with King James and and then Solstice last chapter.
Man, that intro to
That.
Solstice though, man, I'm telling you that I can't say the name of it. You said it's the address though in France.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where I live.
that's
Yeah,
cold ass
that
song, man.
one. Yeah, that's one of them ones, man. And you heard the sample before if you were a hip hop head, but yeah, you took it there on that one. So definitely go check out Solstice, check out the weather report, and on behalf of myself and Prez, man, I know we had you for a while now, but we truly appreciate it, man. We like what you're doing. We like what Rand is doing as well, and you guys just sticking to what works for you guys and not trying to stray too far out of what works for you. So there is a pocket for that, and y'all got plenty of fans out there that love it. So keep doing what you're
Yeah.
doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Prez, you got any last words for JR?
Yeah, man. He said he ain't was really taking it that serious, just getting out there, starting to take it serious, man. So I can only like your ceiling, man. It's up there, man. Just keep at it, keep doing what you're doing. You got a fan out of me. No cash, respect you. I know our listeners also. They'll probably be up in there listening at your champion. So pulling for you on that, man. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, if you got to throw those ones away, continue to throw those away and continue to improve.
Sure, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. So, like, one last time, where can people find you? What you got coming up, just so that they know what's coming.
I'm on Twitter a lot. Twitter, IG. What IG is up here. I am underscore J dot ARRR. The Twitter is J underscore DOT underscore ARRR. Um, I'm on there most of the time, interacting with people and stuff. So yeah, that's where you can find me at, man. And if you want to just type it in on the DSPs, man, it's just J period space ARRR, and I should be the only name to come up. Yeah, somebody got my name now, but you'll see my music. So that's all that matters, man. That's why I
For
changed the
sure.
Yeah,
name.
that's all that really matters.
All right,
All
man.
right.
So once again, this is Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. We drop every Tuesdays at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. So we got you on the visuals, we got you on the audio. So definitely check out JR's project. You got My Hoop Dreams coming out March 9th. So check that out, man. All right, man. So
So
We out.
all right, fellas.